there last week, their home of 70-odd years, and moved down to the brand new Molson Centre. And, of course, the St. Paddy's Day Parade this Sunday. And CFCF, as always, will have a full contingent of Irishmen and women there. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But first, the Molson Centre. This is the building that the Habs and their fans will be calling home for the foreseeable future. A $230 million state-of-the-art sports and entertainment venue that seats 21,407 people, to be exact. Every one of them, according to Canadien President Ronald Corey, has an unobstructed view of the ice. And joining me now is the president of Molson O'Keefe for the Quebec region, André Tranche-Montagne. Good morning, Mr. Tranche-Montagne.
Good morning.
Welcome to On-line. Are you tired of celebrating yet?
No. As I told you, I'm in the beer business for a long time, so I'm quite used to celebrating. It's fun, it's very exciting, and everybody has been very generous for us because they realize that we've done something great for the city.
Yeah. You've obviously spent many days already or hours inside the new building.
Definitely.
Everyone that I've spoken to says it's just magnificent.
It's magnificent, it's state-of-the-art, it is huge also. The footprint, for example, of the present forum is 110,000 square feet, and the footprint of the new building, the Molson Centre, is 250 square feet.
This is where they're painting the ice, folks. Isn't this historic footage here? This is the Canadien crest being painted onto the ice at the new Molson Centre, and look at the size of that. Isn't it gorgeous?
Beautiful.
Just beautiful. I've sort of had the privilege of learning a little bit about this place because someone very close to me has been working on this centre for about 2 years now on a documentary, which we'll talk more about later. But from what I hear, the glass is different, the boards are different. Everything is really geared to be more flexible, movable.
There's a lot of movable parts. Like, for example, for shows in the old forum, when they did the rock shows, it was very difficult to get the equipment, you know, of the stars to be on stage. Now, I mean, it's everything. I mean, you have two huge doors on De la Montagne Street, and they open up, and the trucks just go in the Molson Centre. And therefore it's very convenient for everybody.
And there's parking underneath now?
Parking underneath, but it's limited.
Really?
The parking underneath is fairly limited because, I mean, we wanted to use the space to put the people to watch the game, more than parking spots. So, but there's a lot of parking around, so it's not a big issue. So it's state-of-the-art. We have a lot of journalists from everywhere throughout the world, and all of them have said that they haven't seen something as nice as this anywhere else in the world. So I'm quite glad because, as you know, the Molson family has been here for more than 200 years now, and the brewery has been here for 210 years, and I think it's a good thing, and I hope other companies are going to follow our lead. We're investing $230 million because we believe in this city.
It's so nice to see somebody investing some money in this city, and I think this is one of the wonderful things about this whole event is that we feel like we need so badly to have an ingestion of some optimism, and this is the most optimistic event that could happen, despite what some people say about, you know, the area around the Forum, which I'm not sure I believe if that whole area is going to die down. I've seen a lot of new businesses, cafes, bars popping up around there. And I think they'll be able to make a go of it.
I'm sure. I don't know what the city is going to do around there, but I'm sure that, I mean, there's always sometimes a little bit of negatives around something that is also more positive. So, but on the other end, I think St. Catherine Street has a lot of potential to offer, and I wish it's going to come back. And I hope somebody goes there and do something with the piece of land that we have.
Let's talk about the parade. It starts at 12:15, and I understand the roads are already blocked off downtown.
So I hear.
if you're in the area, or if you're watching at home, planning on going downtown, you may want to postpone it by a couple of hours. The parade leaves the Forum, St. Catherine, and Atwater at 12:15, and then moves towards the Molson Centre. And who's in the parade exactly?
Old-timers, players, people like that, and especially the ghosts, which is very important because if we want the Montreal Canadiens to win from now on, we have to carry the ghosts from the Forum to the Molson Centre because these are the spirits that make the team win, in addition to the players, obviously.
That's right. You can't leave without the ghosts. You've got to take them along.
So that should be fun.
Do you believe in these ghosts?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah? Have you ever seen one?
No,
or
you don't see ghosts.
You don't see them. Who has seen
But
these
you
guys?
feel them.
Yeah, you just
feel them.
know that they're there.
Yeah.
I'm sure that just about anybody who's ever spent a significant amount of time at the old Forum feels like they have a ghost there as well. We've all sort of left a spirit or two there. Yeah. There's going to be also a lot of memorabilia brought along through this parade that people will be able to see.
We're taking also the banners from the present Molson Forum to the Molson Centre.
I'm glad you made that mistake because so many of us call it the new Forum.
Yeah,
but
it's the Molson Centre.
The Molson Centre is the
After
official name.
investing $230 million, it should be called the Molson Centre.
I think you can safely say that. So you're taking along banners, other things?
Very important. No, banners, players, ghosts.
A lot of this stuff was auctioned away on Tuesday night.
Yes, yes. We've attended the auction. It was fantastic to see the people. I mean, it was emotion. It was not a conventional auction like you normally see. I mean, there was a lot of things that went for a high price, like a banner. The last one went for $32,000. So it means that there was a lot of emotion into those.
Were you tempted to pick up something, Andre?
Oh, I did.
You did? What'd you get?
I did. I picked up the banner of 1986. In 1986, the Canadian won the Stanley Cup, and it happened that that year was the 200th anniversary of Molson in Quebec. So I decided I would buy it, and I'm going to hang it in our reception room. We have a huge, nice reception room at the brewery.
Can I ask how much you had to pay for it?
$11,000.
Sounds like a deal.
Much better deal than the last one.
Well, some of the others were going for $23,000.
The first one went for 23, and the last one went for 32.
Yeah.
But in the middle, they went from anywhere between 8 to 12,000, and I paid 11,000 for mine. So
you got a good price.
Yeah, I was lucky.
That's wonderful. So we're going to see that inside the inside your offices.
The John Molson room.
The John Molson room.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we should just mention that, as I said earlier, we have been working very hard, or a group of people here at CFCF and a special documentary team have been working very, very, very hard for the last few months, if not years, actually, tracing the development of the new Molson Centre. They were there when the original plans were drawn up. There were 422 different plans, I believe, altogether submitted for the centre. And the final one is what you're going to see when you visit the Molson Centre for the first time. There will be open houses. We're going to talk more about that in a second. But first, here at CFCF, this special documentary is called Passing the Torch. It will air tonight at 9 p.m. on CFCF. It is must viewing for anybody who wants to see the history of the Canadians, the history of the Forum, and the development of the new Molson Centre. And we're going to show you a sneak preview of it for the first time here, folks, on Online. Here is a sneak preview of Passing the Torch.
Wall. The fair weather means work progresses quickly. By March 1995, the south side is beginning to take shape, while on the north, 6 levels are already up and the bleachers in place. The upper deck juts against and supports the structural steel work for the complicated roofing system that begins in May. Since the main roof trusses span almost 300 feet, they are hoisted from the inside of the building, raised in 4 separate sections weighing up to 60,000 pounds each. Once they are bolted together, high steel workers 100 feet up begin bracing them with cross supports to make the roof structure even stronger. The 15 main trusses and 7 secondary trusses that span Molson Centre are freestanding, designed to ensure an unobstructed view of the ice from every seat in the house. The steelwork, completed over a 3-month period, weighs 3,500 tons.
There you have it, just a small portion of Passing the Torch. All the details you need to know about the building of the Molson Centre. That, of course, was Ron Roosh, and the Passing of the Torch was produced and directed by Don Weeks, and it'll be on CFCF at from 9 till 10 o'clock tonight. I strongly urge you to watch it. I know I will be watching it. Andre, the open houses, is there one right today after the parade when you arrive at the Molson Centre?
Not today.
Okay.
I am inviting the population of Montreal on Sunday to visit the Molson Centre. I think it's going to be a huge day, a fantastic day. It's important that we open it to the public. You know, the team belongs to the public, really. Right. Even though we own it financially, I think it belongs to the city, to the public here. And therefore, it is important that we open the new Molson Centre to the public so that they have a chance to visit it. It won't be a lot of details, obviously, because I'm sure there's going to be a few thousand people there, but people will have the chance to visit the locker room of the players and things like that, which is always something very interesting to see. It's a beautiful room. It's all red, white, and blue, even the showers.
What about those pictures of the players? Did you bring those over? Are those going to be in the new locker room as well?
And also the team. I couldn't say the team in English, but the words, you know.
En français, c'est quoi?
En français, c'est nos bras meurtris vous tendent le flambeau, portez-le bien haut.
Okay.
But I don't know it in English.
I forget what it is in English. It's something like from falling hands, or from hands we fall, or I forget what it is, but we've all seen it, I'm sure.
Yeah. So it's going to be in the room of the new room of the Molson Centre. So
and people will be able to see that and get inside there.
Yes, they will be able to pass through the room and see that.
Are there any seats left for tomorrow's game?
Do you want to bet there's none left?
Laughing at me. There's not one seat left.
Not one seat left. At least I don't have any left, I can assure you. This morning I was on an interview and somebody asked me, and I had 2 left, and I gave them away. Norman Barrett-Waite, you know him?
Yes, of course.
So he's going to be sitting in nice seats now.
Lucky Normand.
Yeah, he called me before you see?
You gave him your last seats before you came and visited me. That's not fair. I'll have to talk to Normand about that if he has 2 seats.
Well, maybe he can invite you.
Why not? So there's the open house all Sunday. There's no seats left that you know of for the game on Saturday.
No,
but of course it will be broadcast. People can see the...
But you know what we did, though? We gave away 2,000 tickets. People could call radio stations and so on, and they could win seats. So we gave more than 2,000 seats away to the population in general, and so they didn't have to pay. I mean, it was fair. It was, you know, contest. Like
that's wonderful.
5th person who calls or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of the different radio and TV stations have been having contests for those tickets. Now, I mentioned broadcasting because it will be on television. What are the broadcast facilities like? Have you seen them yourself?
It's fantastic. It's huge. I mean, your people are going to love it. There's 2 levels of broadcasting. The top one is for radio, and the one below is for television. It's huge. They all have their own booth. It's very isolated from one to the other. It's not to the ice, but between the TV stations. It's going to be fantastic. The press, for example, the press boxes are fantastic. It's all around the ring. It's huge. It's very high, but you have a view of the game. You know, you can see the team moving together, and so it's fantastic. It's
no beams obstructing your view like on the press catwalk now. There's those beams in the way, and
not
and you
one seat. As Ronella said, not one seat is obstructed by anything.
Wow,
it's fantastic.
And there's all those corporate boxes. How many altogether?
120 something boxes. You have 2 levels of boxes. One level of box that is immediately after the red seat, and another one higher.
And how many of those have been sold?
All of them.
All of them? There's not a single box left?
A piece of cake.
Wow.
Piece of cake.
Put a big smile on your face. Okay, well, we have someone who maybe wants to ask a question about the new Molson Centre. Wazir in Montreal, good morning, you're online. Hello? Oops, we do not have him. We'll try and get him a little bit later. Okay, now I want to ask you, is there going to be any opportunities for us to get onto the ice? Any free skating planned at the...
There was free skating yesterday, if I remember well, but it was related to the Musée McCord. Okay. We're sponsoring, they're showing an exhibition on hockey and the history of the Montreal Canadiens.
Which I hear is fabulous.
It's fabulous. I recommend that you see it. It's on Sherbrooke Street. It's fantastic. What they did also is to gather some fund for the museum. There was a skating. You had to pay a fair amount of money to be able to skate. So there was a lot of people there yesterday. I talked also to the players. Apparently the ice is fantastic because it's very hard. Very often, apparently, when there's a new ring, the ice peels a little bit at the beginning for whatever reason. But apparently it's not the case at the Molson Centre now, so everything's going fine. So there was some skating. I don't know, to my knowledge, there's no skating in the foreseeable future.
Okay, so you've had that already.
Yep.
Okay. I think we have our caller back now. Do we? Wazir, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm
Good
here.
morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
My question is that I would like to know how many new jobs has been created by having the new Molson Centre.
Any new jobs, Andre?
There will be a few new jobs, obviously, because the place is much bigger. It's 21,000 seats, as we have said. I don't remember the 407. I think you said
Something
earlier.
like that, yeah.
So therefore, there's going to be a few more jobs. But the real benefit was also the fact that we're going to have more places to sell seats. People are going to go to a restaurant. When you go to a hockey game, you go normally to a restaurant before you spend money on parking and so on. So I think it's going to do great for the economy of Montreal, I think. And those 4,000 additional seats are going to generate more revenue for restaurants or bars or parking lots or whatever.
So far, the development around the new centre has been fairly slow, though. Have you been surprised by that?
Not necessarily. It's hard to say. I mean, first of all, I mean, just building the place was a bit of a mess, in
Yes.
other words. So I think it's going to be a pôle d'attraction, we say in French. You know, it's going to attract other businesses. I think it is important to recognize that. The other thing, the other benefit we had is during the construction. I mean, I don't remember how many jobs. It's equivalent to a lot of jobs on a man-year basis.
Yeah.
So it's a major investment, you know, 230 million, given, as we were saying before, the situation of the city of Montreal. I hope it's going to start a new trend for our city.
Definitely kept the people at McGill and at Dickie Moore's company very happy for the last 2 years, and deservedly so. Dickie is such a nice guy.
Yes.
Anyway, Andre, I want to thank you very much for coming in on what I know is a busy day. We better let you go because you have to head down to the parade.
Yes, definitely. I have to be there before.
You're going to miss the boat. Thanks so much, and best of luck to all of you at the Molson Centre. We'll look forward to seeing the inside.
Thank you very much.
Merci,
Nice
Andre.
being here.
We will be right back after this.